Hey everybody, welcome to Who Gives a Shit, the podcast that asks the most important question.
Who gives a shit?
CJ, man, what's going on with you, dude?
Not much, man. I got some crazy gambling stories.
Yeah? What happened this time?
So, apparently a good friend of mine died. This guy was actually retarded. Like brain retarded. But we all loved him. Anyway, whoever drove him home that night, it wasn't one of us, because we always make sure he gets inside and, goes to bed and whatever. But whoever drove him home that night didn't bother to see if he made it inside. So what happened was he thought his garage was his house. Then he went outside of his garage to go pee because he couldn't get into the bathroom because the door was locked. And the dude just hit his head on something and died right there. And we were all taking it kind of hard, but there's one dealer in particular who I would say probably took it the hardest. And he showed up drunk to work on a Saturday, and he was shuffling the cards upside down, so they were face up as he was shuffling them. And we were trying to tell him, "Whiskey, man, you can't do that. People are going to count the cards, and, it's going to cause problems." And he just started going off, "Well, fuck you, I'm not dealing for you fuckers anymore. This isn't a real job. You all just have a gambling problem." He was going off. So, that was quite fun. Although I'm a little bummed out that my buddy's dead.
Yeah, that's just kind of sad. Yeah. Man, well, how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was all right. I got drunk and watched football.
Oh, that's always a good time. Yeah, I did the normal Thanksgiving fare, but man, I've had it, dude. I really am tired of tolerating turkey. Like, this is like, I had like a bite of the turkey this year, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this, dude. Fuck turkey. This shit is fucking garbage. It's so fucking bland.
This was a topic on the Rem Dickman show that I just
on the Rich Dickman show. Cody talked about it. Cody, who's going to be coming on our show next week. And he was saying that while I was kind of feeling the same thing, and I was like, yeah, Cody, I fucking feel it. Now, his other shit going on about all the other holiday food, that I don't really agree with. But turkey in particular is a fucking garbage meat, dude. I was sad because I guess COVID's hitting, or not COVID, fucking inflation, or what, the price increases, whatever the hell, is hitting people hard this year, because normally in my family we have a ham, so I'm not a big fan of turkey, but I'll eat some, and then I'll usually have some ham. But when I saw that there was no ham and that I had to eat the turkey if I wanted meat, there's something about me that just broke. I was like, nah, fuck this. I just ate like a gigantic plate of mashed potatoes and stuffing and called it a day. Ate a big ass piece of pumpkin pie cheesecake. That shit fucking kicks ass.
We had poutine, so I basically just shoved my face full of poutine, and they had like a tiny piece of turkey.
Man, I would say that's a Yankee.
I also think turkey is a piece of shit meat.
Man, gotta be careful letting those Canadians influence you that way, dude. One of these days, you're gonna wake up and realize that you accidentally started dating a Canadian.
Oh shit. I might already be halfway Canadian, Adam. I'm getting into hockey. I'm eating
no, I didn't think
gravy on them. Next time I like Green Day. I'm starting to feel scared.
Oh no, not Green Day. So, I'm gonna be doing something.
Imagine if I thought Green Day was a real band, like Canadians do.
It's not that bad. I had Dookie back in the day when I was in like middle school, and I thought it was okay for some years. But we got something that we're doing a little bit differently. We're going to be talking about something ahead of time. So, we are going to be double dipping in the near future, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to be talking about. So, at some point, next week, I'm going to be bringing back up Stop Asian Hate. The FBI crime stats came out for 2020, and early on in the game, man, we talked about Stop Asian Hate, and I dug deep into this shit, and I'm going to be doing it again. And we're going to be seeing if my predictions were right or not. And also, the Jussie Smollett case is going on right now. Juicy Smollett got... So... That case is gotta be a shit show, but it's too early to talk about it, man. It's too early. Like it's not quite ripe yet. It's gonna be there. We're gonna talk about it, just not right now. And Cody McCann is coming on, so I want to get his take on Stop Asian Hate.
And if you don't know who Jussie Smollett is, just remember he's responsible for the greatest Subway ad of all time.
Yeah. And Bleach. Don't forget about Bleach. Let's get into the show, CJ. I guess I'll go first. So.
All right.
So let's play Guess the Outlet. And this specifically is a financial outlet, mind you. Okay. So here's the headline. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey confirms he will step down. So that's, pretty standard, like for it. But the important thing is that this article that I read right now is edited. The original headline didn't say that. It said that Jack Dorsey stepped down and that the stock fell. So, anyways, who do you think wrote that?
I'm gonna go with Bloomberg.
It's Barron's. So. I don't exactly know. I don't give a shit about Jack Dorsey other than he seems like a real fucking pretentious douchebag and is like hell-bent on being like some African desert yogi or some shit like that. I don't really care. His nose ring is fucking annoying and he acts like he thinks that he's saving the world. So yeah, his pretentious douchebaggery is off the charts.
Well, Adam, that's what heroin addicts like to do. They like to get nose rings and act like they're saving the world. I know a lot of them.
He does look like a fucking heroin addict. Like, now, and who gives a shit about this? There's a decent number of people that give a shit about this, man. Pretty much everybody on Twitter cares. And mainly it's because they're appointing a guy, oh god, I can't pronounce this guy's name without butchering it, dude. So, Parag Agrawal, Indian guy. Right? Like, dot, not feather. And, this dude's taken over, and man, he is...
So, we already know he talks like a fax machine. What else is there to know about him?
He is not a fan of free speech, dude. He's made tweets in the past saying that that free speech should be adhered to as it is important to adapt with the cultural times, and that's not good. That's not good at all.
Adapt, that's quite a big word for an Indian to spell. Are you sure he spelled it correctly?
Well,
all the guys that I'm on tech support with, they can't seem to spell big words like that. So,
well, this dude went to Stanford and is actually a fairly accomplished guy. Like, he's a technical dude, so I'm sure that he'll be competent at whatever the hell. But I think that he's gonna be fucking it up, dude. Like, he's got to be fucking it up. He seems like the kind of censorious dude, and his own tweets have been getting dredged up, and people playing block for this guy is really strange. They act like the only crazy thing he's ever said is that if they don't want to call if they don't separate terrorists from Muslims, then why should he separate white people from racists? So, but he was quoting something else, so they use that as the straw man to act like he hasn't said anything else. It's absolutely crazy, which is he doesn't believe in free speech. He's made that sentiment pretty clear, and that is a really big problem because I am a free speech absolutist. Kind of have to be if you're a comedian.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope it would get better. You know,
well,
Donovan gets banned for being too funny on Twitter, and it really aggravates me. And it's probably not going to stop, is what it's sounding like.
No. Now, oh gosh. And also, of course, there's the normal shit where people are acting like they hate this dude just because he's Indian. They're trying to play the race card on him. And I mean, that's not it at all. Dude's a rich fucking asshole that took over a gigantic ass company. And Jack Dorsey, he's going to be fine, man. He's got all the money he could ever want. And looks like, and also he's CEO of Squarespace. So he'll be okay. He's keeping on that. It's not like he hasn't like telegraphed that he wants out. At one point, he said that if someone paid him $1 billion in Bitcoin, he'd leave as CEO at Twitter. Like, he said that before jokingly, but I bet you he wasn't joking. Like,
I mean, they say that he is hated for being Indian, and I hate him for being Indian. Because I don't like those people, period, because they seem to just be, good at nothing. It's like the spirit of my legs takes over their entire body, and they're just not able to do anything except transfer you from department to department, and you're in one big circle jerk. And you never do get to figure out how to get your $50 from Amazon because you're on home with these fucks all day. So there is a little racism in it for me. But I already knew that whoever takes over Dorsey's place is not going to be, better for free speech. So I guess I'm just gonna shout my jokes in the street like a homeless man because I will be dead in the ground before I'm caught using gab.
There's other like platforms that people were trying to push in this. They're like, oh, well, Twitter's dead, so come to whatever fucking bullshit is going on. Like, if it's a Twitter clone, I don't want to be anywhere near it. I don't go on Twitter. I've never had an account. I got no interest. Everybody constantly complains about the shit and then uses it anyway, like they really got like an addiction problem or something. They sound like they belong in AA the way they talk about fucking Twitter. So fucking good riddance to this pretentious douchebag. I hope this Indian guy drives that company into the ground.
He probably will, without knowing it. And like I said, I'm just gonna shout my tweets at people like a schizophrenic because I will never use Gab for as long as I live.
Yeah, fuck that. But that's also, really all I gotta say.
Similarly, I'm getting emails. I actually got an email about this from Parler, and fuck you, Parler. I'm not using your site either because your site's a Fed trap just to get the people from January 6th in jail. That your site is a federal agent trap, so I will not be using it.
Yeah, I am looking forward to the next Fed trap. It's going to be fun to see. But what you got for us this week, man?
I have a doozy.
All right, hit me with it.
So we're going to play Guess the Headline, and I'll give you a hint. This is from one of the posts. I won't tell you which one. Dave Chappelle blasts old art school in long-winded rant about his newest special, The Closure.
Okay, let's go with the Washington Post.
It is the Washington Post.
Yes. I was leaning towards New York because that's usually where this bullshit is, but I was like, I don't know. That spice isn't just right, man. The all right. Yes.
So I'll start this Who Gives a Shit off by a quote in the article from Dave Chappelle himself. So he's speaking to these kids, and he says, "No matter what you do at this art school, I will always be better than you." That's how he fucking starts the thing with, "I will always be better than you." And it came from a question in which one of the blue hairs in the front row asked Dave Chappelle when he was gonna start being funny. That was Dave Chappelle's response.
Oh, damn. I heard about this because it's relevant, and you know I've been tracking it. And man, the people call it. They're like, I think the way you handled everything, you're like you handled it like a child. I'm 16, and I think you're a child. Well, then you got childish opinions, and none of the shit you think matters. So go fuck off. Like, and who cares?
Well, it was just hilarious to see him dunk on these kids. It was one of the joys of the week I had watching this thing. And
some of the rhetoric surrounding this shit was fucking strange, dude, because it had like Me Too elements to it, where they talked about power dynamics, and they were acting like Dave Chappelle making everyone like put their phones away was some way making a power imbalance so that he could abuse these kids or something. Like, it was fucking weird.
Well, he did abuse them with sick burns. That's for
they deserve
sure,
it. Like, if you fucking come at a comedian, expect them to clap back. And if you don't have any snap and you can't fire back, don't come after a fucking comedian. They're gonna fucking tell you some shit.
The next good quote is this one was from a question from an actual transman in the school. And it wasn't really a question, it was more like an opinion that he stated, as a matter of fact. He said, "Dave Chappelle, your words have killed trans people. Your jokes, they're not funny, they hurt." And his reply to that was, "Well, the media killed niggas every day."
Yeah, I saw that shit too, and that's fucking funny, because that's not the right response though. That's that does kind of irk me, because it's so weird that people say that, act like that words are violence. Violence is violence. Like you can, if it's not directly insightful, then it's art. It's reflective. I don't get it. It's that people have to stretch really far to get to the point where they can say that your words are violence and that his special killed or something like that. It is so fucking dumb. But well, it's standard language policing shit.
Who knows, Skyward? Maybe your piece on why Steven Universe is the best cinematic world since Citizen Kane. Maybe that piece will make you more famous than Dave Chappelle. I fucking doubt it, though.
Oh, no. And, man, the T's love the Steven Universe, too, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's almost like that show is a breeding ground for mental illness, Adam.
I wouldn't know, dude. Look, that show run, that happened while I was locked up, so I missed that shit entirely.
Well, you should be glad you were in jail in that sense, then. You probably missed a lot of shitty TV shows. Where were you when Jersey Shore was popping?
That I was there for that, and that was fucking terrible, man. The reality TV boom of the early aughts was a dark time, a very dark time.
Man. Yeah, it was.
But thankfully thankfully in those years, that's when the internet was wide open and you could just pull out your cutlass and torrent everything. And you could LimeWire or BearShare or like everything. So it was so easy to find whatever the hell you wanted. You didn't have to go through any official outlets, and like that was nice. So man, reality TV was so fucking bad. But and like I'll tell you what I did miss that makes me really sad, and that was Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas came out while I was down. And I wanted to play that game so bad. One of my friends also that I was locked up with, he really wanted to play it to the point where he actually had his family send him the Prima strategy guide for Fallout New Vegas. And I actually sat down and read that fucking thing. So even though I haven't played Fallout New Vegas, I know what happens. I read the whole strategy guide.
Well, you just gotta go to Australia and then commit a crime, and then you and Catfish can play Xbox.
Oh, dude. Yeah, dude. Man, having an Xbox while I was locked up would have been so kick-ass, dude. I would have been fucking wrecking everyone. Like, I'm not like some professional gamer or anything, but I'm on the high end of what a reasonable person is expected to be able to do. So... like, when it comes to, like, normies that you just, like, meeting randos, I fucking wreck people. So,
well, we drifted off a little bit. But basically, I'm bringing this in because, you know, it was funny to hear Dave Chappelle tell off a bunch of artsy losers.
Yeah, and also the media acted like he just like got booed out of the auditorium or some shit like that. That's not what happened at all. There's conflicting reports on how many people tried to criticize him and give him shit, but from the looks of it, it was like a dozen kids, something like that, anywhere from like 5 to a dozen. Yeah, and if there's more, it's not much more.
The room only had like 100 kids in it, and they were making it out to be like it was a big crowd, and they were throwing shit at him. That's not the case. It was just, I'm like, you know, maybe 4 people who were mad at him for what he said. But it brought up the name of Louis C.K. again, because then after the story, some no-name comedian said that if this what it means to be canceled, I want to be canceled because Dave Chappelle and Louis C.K. have Grammys and I don't, and wow, that's sexist. Basically her crying about how she wants all these awards, but she's not funny enough to write the jokes that would get them.
Look, to be canceled, you gotta be something first. Do shit out of order, you fucking mark.
Like, I've said a lot of things that would get me canceled over the time, but our audience is like, I don't know, somewhere around 5,000 people download this podcast. So not a lot of people are going to hear it. So I don't have to worry about being canceled. I can just make jokes, say what I want, and laugh about it. And Dave Chappelle's doing that too. And if you got a problem with it, well, you can go fuck yourself. And really, you're a hero, Dave Chappelle, for having that attitude, because it's a lot more profitable to go the other way with it.
Yeah, and he's able to still make it funny. That's the important thing. Being able to be under attack, keep shit funny, still pwn people, and keep a decent attitude about it. Yeah, I think Dave Chappelle is a class act. So.
But that's all I got for Dave.
Okay. Well, in that case, we're in the middle of our episode, which means it's time for voicemails.
Hi guys, this is Charlie.
Having my mouth and anus aggressively
penetrated with voicemails. By all means, please give us a call at 281-747-6015 and tell us who gives a shit. So, here is our first voicemail of the week.
Hey guys, renowned Metal Gear expert Merlo Williams here, and Adam, You weren't wrong in thinking that Kid Rock had a crack at the shitty early 2000s nu metal theme for The Undertaker to bike out to the ring to. Taker briefly used Kid Rock's American Badass before they switched to Limp Bizkit's Rollin'. Speaking of Limp Bizkit, a buddy of mine from high school and I were talking about shitty bands we used to listen to years ago, and Limp Bizkit got brought up. He looks at me cold as ice and says, Limp Bizkit was never cool. We were lied to. Been a running joke ever since. I think the listener should call in and tell you guys what bands that they listened to that were never cool and that they were lied to about. Take her easy, guys.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
because there are a lot of
to dunk on your musical opinions. God help you if any one of you say the Beatles, because I'm gonna go on a 7-minute rant about how gay they are and how much.
No, the Beatles would work, dude. If someone calls in and says the Beatles, they're saying that they were lied to about it being good. That at one point they listened to it because they were able to be delusional into thinking it was good, and then they had to snap to reality and realized it was dog shit. Like for me, that band was probably like Papa Roach, dude. Papa Roach is really not that good, but for whatever reason, I had a weird kick for Papa Roach, like when like 8th grade. And now I'm kind of embarrassed about it.
Yeah, I can't really think of. I guess when I was a kid, I liked LMFAO, but
isn't that a guy and his uncle that? Like,
it's Barry Gordy's kids. Barry Gordy, the Motown guy. It's nephews.
Oh, huh. That's interesting. All right, well, here's our second.
I did actually go to an LMFAO concert, so you can dunk on Cripple Jesus for the rest of the time over that.
All right, here's our second voicemail of the week.
Speaking of my previous idea, my band is Linkin Park. Linkin Park was never cool. We were lied to.
That's a very good one.
Oh, man. There's a couple of songs I still like about Linkin Park, though. Although, I get what he's saying, though. It does have the Durstian effect.
That year that Jay-Z album came out, we all thought they were cool.
Oh, can't be trash talking Jay-Z.
Oh, it's a terrible album, and it's mostly just fucking samples of his Black Album song, but it's coupled with Linkin Park for some reason.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Here's our last voicemail of the week, and looks like Captain Blackbread's calling in again. Let's see what we got.
Hey guys, Captain Blackbread. I'll just start off with this. You have to stay in a cabin for 1 month. You will have food, water, firewood, but no internet, cell phones, or TV. On the last day, you walk out with $100,000. Would you?
Oh, dude, do you ever see that shit pop up on any like feeds or some crap like that? Ever had someone like pose that question to you, like, can you live without the internet for 1 month?
Snapchat will do it a lot, where they have one where it's like, if you were trapped on an island for 2 weeks and you could bring one person, who would it be? And then it's always, click the next window to find out what other people said. And it's like, no, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on, he continues.
No, I'm too fucking stupid. No, I can't live with that internet for a month. Of course everybody says yes to that shit. God, I'm fucking tired of seeing it. It's almost worse than fucking chainmail. In fact, I think it is chainmail. The only thing it's missing is like and share to all of your fucking friends. All of your fucking... Geez, does anybody ever say no to shit like that? These challenges don't fucking exist anyway. Would you do it? Yeah, of fucking course I would. Oh, alright. I've seen these all over the fucking place, and actually, even explaining this at all in any great detail is kind of going in circles, so I'll just stop here. Yeah, would you do it? Catch you guys later.
That is kind of funny. It's like a fucking mind virus.
Yeah, it's a lot like those tests, where you take a test and they're like, see which fucking chili pepper you are. And it's like, why? Why would I take that test? And why do you think that I care about what other people's chili pepper is? This is not how you sell advertising. It's not working.
Yeah, that is pretty fucking shitty. Well, let's get out of the voicemails and get into the last thing we got for the week. So here is a headline that I got for you. I want you to guess the outlet. Okay. CNN gets nuked for deceptively blaming a car for the Waukesha Christmas Parade massacre. You guys are a joke. All right, who do you think wrote that?
The Breitbart.
Close. It's the Blaze.
The Blaze. I always get the two mixed up. When it's the Blaze, it's Breitbart that wrote the thing, and when it's Breitbart writing it, I always guess the Blaze. So I guess I can't tell the two apart.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've been pretty close, pretty damn close. Now, one of the things that really made me want to bring this in was the main picture for the story. They got a picture of like a bunch of, almost looks like candy all over the street or something. And they're on the corner of the road. They kind of have like not quite center frame, just a little bit off of it, a busted up wheelchair. And when I saw that, I went, "Oh, CJ, no! What?"
That's right. I was in that car too. I'm such a big fan of Frank Sinatra that I get pissed off around Christmas season because there's a lot of people that only know Sinatra for his shitty Christmas music. And me and this guy, man, we do not want to hear Christmas music before December 1st. And we fucking told these clowns, we were like, look, if you play Christmas music during this parade, me and my buddy here are liable to just drive that Tahoe right through the fucking crowd. And that's exactly what we did. So what are we in trouble for, Adam? What does CNN say that we did wrong?
Well, see, the problem is that whenever they didn't say that a man drove a car into the parade. They said that a vehicle crashed into the parade. So, see. Yeah, so here is their headline for CNN. Waukesha will hold a moment of silence today, marking 1 week since a car drove through a city Christmas parade, killing 6 people and injuring scores of others. So I guess this car had a factory defect that makes it so that you'll just want to run through a whole bunch of people. It'll lull you into thinking that you should do a bunch of domestic violence and then flee the scene and run over as many people as you possibly can, including 3 of the people that died were the Milwaukee dancing grannies. Man, he killed all 3 of those old bats.
Oh man, they had like 2 days left to live, and they died. They died.
Damn.
Parade. How tragic.
Now, the Washington Post, who we talked about earlier, they did something that was pretty similar. They said, here's what we know so far on the sequence of events that led to the Waukesha tragedy caused by a SUV. It's like, an SUV was a literal vehicle that did it, but a man drove that fucking thing.
So what are we going to do about these assault cars, Adam? Are we going to ban them?
They can't ban assault cars, but what they should ban Christmas parades before December 1st. That is absolutely true. I didn't think about that until you brought it up, and I was like, yeah, wait a minute, what the fuck? Why the hell are you holding a Christmas parade in fucking November?
Like, Thanksgiving, at the time of this, Thanksgiving isn't even there yet. I think it happened the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh, wait, it was the day oh, no. It was the day after Thanksgiving. They immediately hold a fucking Christmas parade.
That in itself should be a crime.
And everybody has been roasting CNN for being a duplicitous fuck and putting out fake news. You know, what they said incorrect? Not really. It's not factually incorrect, but it's incredibly misleading to the point where it's basically a lie. That's what fake news is, where they're misleading you with things that are technically true-ish. And the Babylon Bee said
they're painting the idea that objects kill because that's how they want you to see guns as an object that kills. When in reality, you need someone to man the object before any murder can actually happen.
Yeah, and the purpose of the vehicle was never to be to, like, put holes in shit. It's a mode of transportation. So, Now, the Babylon Bee made fun of him with an article that said Waukesha SUV charged with 6 counts of murder. And the amount of roasting that came from fucking everybody. They had, like, New York Post making fun of him, New York Times making fun of him. They had congressmen, they had other politicians, they had CIA officers, the Daily Wire, some town halls were talking about it. Ted Cruz even dunked on CNN over this shit, and he didn't look like a fucking idiot.
Wow. How did that make you feel, CNN? You made Ted Cruz look cool for a couple seconds. You should be ashamed of yourself.
They had to change their headline. Now, here's another thing that's pretty fucked up about this. When I tried to find this on Reddit, dude, it's fucking radio silence. Like, I dug and dug, tried to find some shit about CNN and their fake news. And in this in particular, and man, I couldn't find anything. So I had to reference CNN fake news with some of the other shit that they said during the Trump presidency. So it's in the vein, but I don't know why they're burying this, other than maybe some Indian guy. So oh yeah, dude, it's fucking strange. Now, another thing that has bothered me about this is criminal justice related. They're really upset that this dude was out on bond for $1,000, and like the way the cash bond system is set up is absolutely fucked. They make it so that they're gonna sweat you out in jail and get a plea bargain out of you. If you make bond and you're actually able to be out in the free world and check in with the courts, and you can maintain that, you have a much, much better chance of beating your case, because they rely on jail sucking ass and having you fucking break to just want to try to get this to stop, or at least get the ball rolling, or get the show on the road, or something like that. And that they're really throwing the cash bond shit in there, like that there's just like 1 million violent criminals that are just walking the streets because of the bond. Is it, like, does it make it so that people that have a propensity for violence are going to be out there again? Sure. But if you're on bond and you fuck up again, man, it's a real problem. And I don't understand how there's some of these things that slip through the cracks from time to time, because I never saw that. Like, they're constantly coming down on people. Like, this is America. We lock people up all the time. We love it. It's one of our favorite things to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna tell you right now, Adam, if I hear fucking Mariah Carey Christmas album one more time, you're gonna see in CNN chair mows down 6 people.
Like, if I hear that song one more fucking time. Yeah.
I think personally, if this guy did it for the reasons of Christmas music, I think he's an unsung hero. And I hope that his jail sentence isn't too rough, because Christmas music is already a raping of your ears. So I hope he doesn't get actually raped, because like many of us, every December he has to deal with the terrible music that people play during this holiday. It's almost enough to make me convert to Islam, because I don't think these fuckers have to deal with fucking I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas on the radio 24/7.
Yeah, fuck that. Well, I mean, it's Christmas time. It's here. So brace yourself. It's coming. But that's all I got to say about this dude fucking murdering a bunch of people. Like, it's pretty fucked. No, but as to who gives a shit about this, I'll tell you who doesn't give a shit about this. People that watch CNN, dude. If they haven't learned better by now, they never will.
Yeah, they're basically blind. It's the people that believe that there's an actual new COVID variant and there's going to be one every 4 months and the disease is never going to end. You're never going to get those people to fucking open their eyes a little bit. So, I'm with you there. But this last one I have for you, I'm not going to do guess the outlet, because they're just not going to guess it, because it's from India. Yeah, India. That's right. The birthplace of the guy that is going to ruin Twitter. So
wait, this is an actual Indian outlet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Indian Express is the name of the outlet. And the reason I'm bringing this in, man,
the Indian Express sounds like a rifle made in like 1850 that is specifically made to kill Native American people.
It's what General MacArthur called his favorite Indian ramen train, I'm sure. But no, I'm bringing this in because Parliament is going to introduce a bill to India and the EU to ban cryptocurrencies with exception. Now, what they mean by with exception is basically everything that's not Bitcoin and Ethereum is now going to be banned. And you might be asking yourself, why? And the answer is because the money grubbers at the Federal Reserve found out that if you regulate a digital cryptocurrency and make a cryptocurrency of the state, you can make all the other shit coins that are easy to buy in at a low level, you can make those illegal. Therefore, you basically just a giant fuck you to any, regular guy who wants to invest in crypto. Because at this point, with the fucking transaction fees, Bitcoin and Ethereum are just too expensive for everyday people to invest in. You just can't do it if you want to make real money.
Man, that sucks. Like, I never really messed with the crypto thing because I just couldn't wrap my head around it. Like, I tried, and I just couldn't quite get it. I didn't understand the market, and also there's no SEC or anything like that, so it's getting pumped and dumped all the time. And, I mean, I was wrong, but, at the time I could have just as easily been right. I don't know what to think about the crypto thing. I wonder if they're worried about their caste system and worried about people that are like in a middle caste actually having enough money to be content with other people. Like if they're worried about upward mobility or some shit like that. Why are they banning cryptocurrency? Why?
Well, the excuse is, and this is why I brought this in. A while ago, you brought in Warren Buffett. He had some big plan for the water and electricity system of Texas.
Yeah.
Well, this is part of his plan, actually, Adam. See, he's smearing cryptocurrency by saying that it's used for drugs and sex trafficking, when in reality, He's an old man who sees this as a threat, and he's mad that he doesn't understand it. And he actually has a lot of sway in this bill getting up to Parliament. And I hope this fucking finger-licking fuck doesn't bring it to the United States, because I actually have a pretty nice share in the crypto game. And I would like to keep my shitcoin.
Fuck Warren Buffett, dude. My feelings about Warren Buffett have only gotten stronger as time has gone on. And in case y'all are tuning in recently, when Texas froze over earlier this year, a personal friend of mine died. And he froze to death in his shop. And then Warren Buffett, like a fucking vulture, came swooping in, trying to bilk the Texas government for money to try to get some power plant project that was impossible to make. And it was so fucking insulting. Fuck that guy. Like, fuck him.
Yeah, I think we should deep fry this fucking fat redneck lard tub, because he's getting to be too much, man. He's just ruining fun for everyone.
Yeah, that's weird. Imagine being a billionaire where you're like, you know what? I feel like getting crypto banned in India today. Let's get on that, guys.
Like, it's India, dude. Don't you think their life sucks enough already? Like, forget about me being paranoid that this might come to the States, which it very well could if fucks like him, give it momentum and put any reason behind it. But just think of it on a country level. India sucks so bad already.
What are you talking about, man? They became a superpower last year.
And what? Fucking Amazon Quick Farms? What's superpower on that?
That was the fucking meme, dude. The India is going to be a superpower by 2020. Like that I've been hearing that forever, man, since I was in grade school, that India was going to be like a force to be reckoned with. And they're getting some fucking asshole to influence Parliament to ban cryptocurrency. Like, oh no. I mean, they're really good at having a bunch of shit in the streets and having very terrible water supplies and having an entire caste that's dedicated to prostitutes and sex workers that they can abuse. Yeah, it's a really nice place.
Yeah, man, it's terrible, man. Like, Warren Buffett, you're rich enough. Calm the fuck down, dude. Like, you don't need to ban Bitcoin from existence because you don't understand computers. I don't get computers, and I'm invested in this shit. You don't need to understand computers to know how this shit works. You just gotta know what it's used for, and then you ask yourself, are there any real-world applications to this? And if so, how much should I invest at any given time?
Yeah. As a slight callback to what we were talking about earlier, I was down for the whole cryptocurrency thing too. I was reading like PC Magazine and looking at these computers they were hawking as mining rigs, where the computer would pay itself off after like 9 months to off of cryptocurrency. And that's when the Silk Road was going hard, and people were getting locked up and coming in that had experience with the Silk Road and actually knew a thing or two about it and had used it. And when I heard some of the prices on some of these drugs that people were buying on the Silk Road, I was like, oh, fucking no. Because had I been out there and hustling and fucking around, had I not fallen off and stayed on the game and made it that far, I would have been all over that shit, dude. I would have been fucking the game up bad for a lot of people that weren't hip to it when I was getting down before people could catch up. Because, I'm an old fag.
What's the highest price you ever heard of on Silk Road?
The highest price? One of the ones that I heard of that seemed too good to be true, but apparently isn't necessarily that far out the ballpark, was picking up a key of MDMA for about $5,000. And I was like, what the? Seriously? $5 a gram for MDMA? Oh no. Like that's to the point where I would be going and finding pill presses and making my own dyes and prints and shit to try to distribute this shit to Asian people and gay people because they love that shit.
Yeah, man. I'm really pissed off by this. This is not just it's a competitor, I need to wipe it out. Because really, Warren Buffett doesn't have any fucking competitors. Unless Jeff Bezos starts frying chicken, then I guess he's fucked. But, this guy just sucks, man. You're literally just doing this to just take fun out of people's lives. Take fun, take the hustle out of everything. You know, there's kids who are probably in way deeper than I am at crypto, and they're making it their whole life, and they got a side hustle going. You're fucking them over too. And Lord knows, when shitty governments do other things, our government always tries to bring it over here and create some version of it that's painted as not really as shitty, but when you actually read the fucking bill, it pretty much is the same thing. So
yeah, I can see this getting bipartisan support because it's such a new topic that doesn't have any like cultural implications. Both sides can just make some shit up as to why they don't like crypto. The right can say that it leads to child porn, and the left can say that it supports white supremacist extremism.
That's what they're doing, man. Which I want to ask you. I want to ask these.
Wait, seriously?
people.
Are they seriously saying the white supremacist extremism shit?
Nah, what I hear is that, so I hear two things from the left about this right now. One is that this is used to buy drugs that aren't clean, which I'm surprised the left is even complaining about that, quite honestly. And the other one is that these cryptocurrencies can sometimes fund hate groups to have groupings.
Of course they do. What the fuck?
So I guess there's a Nazi coin. I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah, Enigma coin. What the fuck? That's stupid.
But, yeah, and the right says, oh, you can literally buy children with cryptocurrency. Okay, let's look at this bill, retards. Let's take a look at this bill.
Are we going to let our financial institutions overlook all of these transactions to try to fight extremism? These people have the dirtiest hands out there, and you don't want them in control of this shit. Like, it's rich people not having access to it, and the sheer fact that it can't be controlled, it really bugs people that are used to being in control of shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But I want to break down the bill for a second for the retarded people. So they say that cryptocurrency is bad because you can use it to buy drugs and child sex slaves. Now that is true, Adam. They're not lying. I'm sure it's been done once or twice in the history of time. But this bill only bans shit coins. So coins that it's not going to ban Bitcoin and Ethereum, though they're the two big earners. They're going to keep those around. This bill only bans shit coins. So what child sex slave can you get for $50 worth of shit coin, Adam? It's probably not a very good one.
Probably not. You might be able to get some bussy with some Dogecoin. I could see that working at a LA club, maybe. But that's about it. Jeez.
Exactly. So this makes no sense in any way, shape, or form. It's just a scare tactic that the government is doing so they can stop poor people from trying to get rich. That's all this is. It's fucking sad.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's getting towards the end of our show, which means it's time for our favorite segment, To Catch a Redditor. Let's see what people have to say about cryptocurrency on Reddit.
From r/crypto beginners, TLZ writes, Bitcoin doesn't care. You can't ban Bitcoin out of your country, but you can ban your country out of Bitcoin. Ryan19604 writes, well, that seems fine, but will it still affect the whole value of cryptos? Because India is the biggest investor in the crypto world. Jumbledore replies, it won't. Automoderator writes, what's up? Scam alert. Scammers are particularly active on this sub. If you receive private messages, be extremely careful.
What a great take, man. That's the you can take the hoe off the street, but you can't take the street out of the hoe.
I mean, yeah, the guy's right. It's not going to affect crypto any other than I'm worried about this kind of rhetoric spreading to other governments, countries that aren't shitholes, basically. You know, this could go to, it's probably going to head to England next, and then if it succeeds there, it might go to us.
Yeah, I can definitely try. Well, let's see what Reddit has to say about Jack Dorsey leaving Twitter.
From r/Twitter, Ambitious External 25 writes, Twitter's done. So's the rest of leftist social media. DWAC to the moon. OK Prince 7529 writes, leftist? You must be smoking your own ass if you think a company owned by rich billionaires is leftist. I get it, you're American. Your left is actually more centrist. The Redacted writes, my one wish for Twitter Inc. is to be the most transparent company in the world. I feel like this won't age well.
Man, don't you just hate it when a fucking Eurofag hops on some shit and then immediately starts chiming in on American politics?
Yeah, I hate it. Your government's not really leftist because they don't want to send a whole town to jail for having box cutters in their house.
Yeah, your town is not truly leftist because they don't want to tax you at a 60% rate and have the government try to pay for everything with subpar services.
Yeah, it's like, listen, fucking Remy, I'm sorry you're from Europe and your country's gay. And it sucks, but that's not my problem. Don't Euro-explain to me, man.
God, what a fucking work. Okay, well, let's see what they got to say about CNN.
From r/Out of the Loop, Dr. Derpenberg writes, not that I like CNN, but Fox has survived about 10 scandals like this. Maybe if anything, CNN will be regarded as amateur bullshit along with Fox, but their core audience probably won't change much. Maybe people who default to it but aren't really fans will look elsewhere. Captain Chaos writes, the funniest part about it is that finding and reporting on actual bad stuff his administration is doing is the easiest thing in the world, and they couldn't even do that properly. Chicago Memoria writes, so they do exactly what Fox has done over the last 2 decades, and what, suddenly it's the end of the world?
That's typical fucking Reddit shit. They act like CNN is the equivalent of Fox, but on the left, and then everyone on the right acts like CNN is the total fake news. Like, I don't know, man. Like, trying to play sides like that is so fucking stupid.
The whole point is not to pick teams, you fucking retard. That's what they want you to do. Pick teams, so it's easier to lie to you that way. You should be looking at this from no matter what fucking channel you watch or what jerk-off you vote for, they're lying to you in some kind of way.
Yep. They're trying to market shit to you.
Yeah.
Now, this one is fucking special, dude. Let's see what Reddit has to say about Dave Chappelle.
From r/Dave Chappelle, D&DH4 Infinity War writes, wow, those comments are rough. Colorado Runner 34 replies, no kidding, I feel like I woke up in a strange time in history where even Dave Chappelle fans are offended by everything they see. The sub's weird. Everband replies, never fear, the brave Sir TCHU 9115 has made a safe space for all you sissy snowflakes to hide in without feeling offended. TCHU9115 replies, serious question, do you ever get tired of being a toxic little bitch? I kicked your ass in our back and forths yesterday, so you just started harassing others? Do you get off on it? Does it make you feel better to harass others? Virtual Lady replies, go cry in your safe space.
Go outside. Go outside. Stop running. Go outside.
Dude, that's peak Reddit right there. Like, that's exactly what I think of when I think of Reddit, is someone making a fairly innocuous comment where they're like, oh, wow, and then everybody else just suddenly being a total piece of shit, acting like they're owning each other when everyone is looking like a complete faggot.
Yeah, fucking make some friends. Make an effort. Talk to people.
You got totally pwned in our back and forth yesterday. Why are you even talking on this subreddit, nerd?
No, Adam, I would kill myself if I said that to anyone on the internet. I totally smashed you with our back and forth. Just go outside, dude. Make some fucking friends. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. Well, so, to reiterate, please give us a call at 281-747-6015 and tell us what band you listened to that you were lied about. I think that's a good bit, Merlot Williams, and I appreciate you. So, call in. Tell us what shitty bands you used to listen to that you were lied about. And also, be sure to check out our friends on Not for Human Consumption podcast. It's a fantastic podcast. Also, be sure to check out the Rich Dickman Show, richdickman.com, for all your Rich Dickman needs. And
yeah,
also,
I
be sure
was
to
on
check
the
out
Thanksgiving episode, so if you don't normally listen to them and you're not sure and you like our podcast, give my episode a listen. And after that, you might want to go through the whole backlog.
Yeah, I listened to the episode that CJ was on. It's good. It's worth a listen. Check it out. And is there anything you wanna plug there, buddy?
Just my Ren Dickman episode.
Huh? Okay. Well, that's all I got for y'all this week. See ya.
Stay horny, everyone.